Oh, where you watch, look where you watch, know where you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gorgan, Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV so that. Boom!
A big sound, a big tune.
Ja holy Emmanuel I, boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well. Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther. And the ancient monarchy will come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from it, tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I see, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every...
Blue, Mr. Gorgan, blue. Blue till me dance up me toe.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gorgan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.
Deliver me from my enemy, my God. Set me an eye from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity. Save me from the bloodthirsty men. For behold, the lion wait for my soul. The mighty gather themselves together against me, not for my disobedience, not for my sin, Lord. I have done no wrong, yet they are ready to attack me. Rise up, behold, and help me. You, Lord God of armor, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish the nation. Show no mercy to the wicked, traitor, sealer. They return at evening, howling like dogs, and prowl around the city. Behold, they spat with their mouth, so they are in their lips, for they say, Who art us? But you, Lord, laugh at them, you scruff of all the nation. O my strength, I wish for you, for God is my high tower. My God will go before me with his loving kindness. God will let me look at my enemy in triumph. Don't kill them, or my people may forget. Scatter them by their power, and bring them down, Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them be catched in their pride. For the curses and lie which they utter, consume them in wrath, consume them, and they will be no more. Let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth. Selah. At evening let them return, let them howl like a dog, and go around the city. They shall wander up and down for food, and wait all night, if they ain't satisfied. But I will sing of your strength, yes, I will sing aloud of your loving kindness in the morning. For you have been my high tower, a refuge in the day of my distress. To you, my strength, I will sing praises. For God is my high tower, the God of my mercy, Selah.
Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman, you born sexy. You sexy from your born. Spin your roll, make them see the bumper, and no dumper. Walkie, woman. Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie, and a talkie up. You back it up, cock it up, fling it up, ice it up. The thing pretty, and buffy. Walkie, woman. You know sucky. You like when me shooby up. Walkie, woman. Me like when you sweaty, and wetty. Just like when rain a fall off of your body like a raindrop. Walkie, woman. Me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want to brace up, not tears up. Make me feel up. Then we kiss up, and the lips. That and the split up. Yo, walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie, and a talkie up. Yo, the thing pretty and buffy. You no floppy, 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 or sappy, sappy, sappy. Your skin smooth like a young baby body. That's why them a watchy, 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 and a chatty, chatty, chatty. Woman, you sexy from your body. Yo, me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want come brace up. Yo, make we kiss up, woman. You sexy from your body. And the lips, not on the split up, split up. Yo, walkie, walkie, walkie. You just a walkie, walkie, walkie. Walkie, 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 woman. Me like how you walk. Woman, you sexy from your band. You like when me draw the long gun and me stick you, stick you, stick you up. Walkie, just a pinty, pinty up. Way, walkie, walkie, walkie. Woman, you sexy from your band. 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 Up and running, up and gunning. Sticky, stocky, sweet TV, keep Gorgan. Cassava, man over matter. Up and running. Blessed Tuesday evening. Or we can say Tuesday night because, time I move and it soon reach midnight hour anyway. So, let's say Tuesday night. And I'll leave it at that. But anyway, we come to talk about the house of criminal, the house of corruption, the house of thief, the house of mafia, you name it. But anyway, the Auditor General come today because apart from the house of, we are talking about the house of criminal, the most of them there is criminal because them all aligned into the KSMC and that's how the money get chopped, Because remember, Andrew was the big fish, And you have a couple of people who really have some really integrity about them and honesty about them. Is the Auditor General. But we should, I can't remember the lady name. Anyway, a lady I know, I follow her all the while and she down to earth and nobody can buy her out, And that's not like her. When she come in the house, for really, and she exposed all of them missing 300 trillion all them rascal thing there. Because the government don't want people like these to put in them pocket and buy them out. So she knows anything, but not this woman. So you have a bag of people in the house, it's packed with the house of corruption, tear chopper them, fat cat. But you have a few of them who really have integrity and honorable. Like Julian Robinson. That brother who head the committee, who we see on the screen there. Yeah, man, from PMP. And I can't remember with Auditor General name, This all the I can't remember her name, But anyway, really important. But she come and she bore some hole, drill some hole, get some of them jumpy. Not them thing I like to see, so I can just watch it and dissect it and talk it through and put it on my channel, and that's all it is. So I want a serious thing will go on because peer lie me area tell us, peer lie and cover up. But we are go through it little by little and dissect it same speed because to be truthful, it look ugly, just like them in the parliament. It just a bunch of rascal fat at them and crooks, alleged thief them. I just use the word, So I can't know, so I drop it in even one time. And that's all it is, because me know so well then, me not gonna say nothing more, because me know what them people are deal with, and that's all it is. Yeah, me know what them are deal with. So anyway, we are going to the first bit. The first bit. So we'll start from here, sir.
Inadequate provision of financial statements. It's not a homogeneous reason that affects the municipal corporations. And there are some municipal corporations that are doing better than others, but I would say across the board, it still remains a very bad state of affairs in terms of the provision of financial statements to the Auditor General. So I'd invite you, I know the CEOs or the CFOs are here as well who can provide further details, but from the ministry's perspective, to inform us in terms of what the ministry is doing to deal with the systemic issues affecting the municipal corporations.
Thank you, Chairman. The mic is on, right?
Yes.
All right. So, first of all, let me thank you for this opportunity to once more sit in this house to give you an update.
Just pull up the mic a little more.
You're hearing me now?
Yeah.
Tell you something, you see she now, a pale lie she come to tell you now. It's the about people we share before her, because them are part of the civil servant, and them have a lot of things, question to answer. Here, if you look on their face and their body language, you look on at the one that you there, well, we not call him a youth, call him a man. We call him a man and use the distance and say, well, like, all right, that brother, what kind of time, But anyway, this guy over there, yeah, man, I put my mouse on him. He may talk. Him. Just look on him. Them are the rascal. What are them, You see them people here? Feel like them come to tell, I cover up. Oh, here I go on still. And then you can see what me I say. Because, boy,
That's fine?
it look pretty,
All right. So, I am
I
supported
shall
fully, of
and
course,
easy
by
to,
my team,
come tell
and
lies
I
now,
would like to
Pack a
challenge the
lies.
house, because this is very important to understand and appreciate that each CEO is
Just watch them
functioning
body
as an
language.
accounting officer in a similar fashion as a permanent secretary, because they are, in effect,
These are some buggers.
so empowered by the local governance
More them
structure.
honorable.
So whilst I will try to give an overview of what has been happening and
Try.
where we have reached to date, the individual responses
Here
to
lie I
which
tell you, man.
will come from.
Cover up.
Just to indicate to the House also, I don't believe Westmoreland is here this not.
Yes,
no,
I think
St.
they are.
Catherine. I forgot. Miss Peter is reassigned to St. Catherine. St. Catherine is not here this morning. I'm not seeing the CEO. She had called in sick.
And you see what people, you see the time them know so them are gonna get hammer and drill, them call in sick, they don't turn up. You see what them a do from how much years now, A lot of people now follow them things, You see, that's what them do when them don't really want to under pressure, especially in a St. Catherine. That is where the fucking Prime Minister want to turn Portmore in a parish so them can get control at that KSMC. Yeah, because there's some wicked thing going on there, Cover up, because JLP have it for a long time. And then I want to give it up. They know what them doing. Because Portmore don't have a hospital. It don't have no a lot of things Portmore don't have. It don't have no proper park. So how can that be Portmore a little place, How they want that to be a parish? Because it's a trickery. Anyway, we listen to this little harlot here.
Sick, as well as our CFO, and had asked me to so indicate. The town clerk, well, CEO KSAMC, also is
He
not
sent an
here
apology.
today. Right.
Yes.
I
But
just
the
wanted the
CFO
host to acknowledge, because he
CFO
has
is here.
council meeting. He sent a written apology, and the CFO is here today. Now, Chairman, the last time we appeared, we spoke about a process to implement an accounting software across local authorities to standardize the process. We also spoke about a steering committee which we had.
Here cover up our
invited
lies.
a member from the Ministry of Finance to participate, and we spoke about
And call him sick
MC's
because they don't want to turn up.
participation. Just to indicate that you had said to us that I was very ambitious in wanting or projecting that we would have the software by, I believe, 2025 January, or 2024. However, based on the fact that we were impacted by Beryl and Raphael, we had to again adjust our procurement proposals in that we had to look on other procurement during that time. However, as we speak, the tender is now out. It closes on February 28th, where bidders may give their proposal as to what they think they can do for the local authorities in respect of the specifications that we have put out. Just to indicate...
What is the implementation time frame? You would select a vendor in March?
Watch our face.
2025 is the projected timeline.
I don't know how long them take to write them a rascal notes, I know.
End of July, we are expecting the award of contract.
Oh, the award is end of July. So what is the time frame for implementation after the award? Because you're doing it in all
Kill him, Julian, kill him.
local authorities. So it should commence immediately. However, it would also depend on what the bidders propose, because we're looking at 14 locations, and there are different challenges in different locations, as you would have heard at the last time. Some MCs are still reporting challenges in terms of infrastructure hardware, which we are also presently addressing.
So is there I mean, it's good to have this new software system, but has there been an assessment done to determine whether each municipal corporation has the capacity to implement it, has the IT systems, the necessary backups? Because in here, I think 3 municipal corporations reported that because of a breakdown in their IT systems, they lost critical data.
That's correct.
So what is being done to address that?
No, sir. Boy, them people are wicked and lie, you know.
I was alluding to Chairman to indicate that
you know, to run the country on them rascal lies and deceitfulness.
Visits each
Yeah.
local authority and give the necessary
Wow.
support and
No, sir.
recommendations as to the steps that are to be taken to bring their system to the standard that it ought to be.
So can you say definitively whether that has been done for all 14, or is that a work in progress?
There is a present document, and it is a work in progress. In that,
what are the next one? I'll look on her. I'll look at the flip over this. I'll look. They all come and cook up some fucking thing, you know. I mean, somebody dice everything and say, boy, them people are easy, you know. You can't still look on a woman there in the block outside her. She know a lie she tell. No matter how to get out of jail. You can see the body language, you know.
Right, so in respect of the procurement that is currently ongoing, so we would have also met to look on the various other aspects that must be considered, such as work plans, challenges, and how they ought to be mitigated. That team has been supported by 2 officers from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, so we have their constant inputs to ensure that all the various aspects that must be considered in having a robust system are considered. I believe also that we would have reduced the number of financial statements that we reported on last time.
Look at the boy, man. Look, watch him. Watch him talk to her. Watch him whisper to her. You know, so I want to go and he must whisper to her, you know. So you see that here cook up this.
However, the one for the PRF, madam, you'll get that before the end of day today. It is on my desk.
What are we coming from? What number were we coming from?
Mr. McAdam, could you remind me? two officers from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. So we have their
You can bomb my whole face, no, man.
ensure
You can
that
say I'm like a
all the
crook that,
various
you know.
aspects that
I'm
must
like a
be
blood, yo.
considered in having a robust system are considered. I believe also that we would have reduced the number of financial statements that we reported on last time by
Watch him now. I whisper in her ears and I tell her
to the
something.
extent that we would
You
look
see it
at
already there, you know. They don't know so else
right
that I
now,
can't
just
really
trying
depend, you know.
do a
So that's why I'm saying I
calculation
come and say me I
right now.
dissect it.
We're at
In my
86
one way. I'm
now.
taught the
If you were to
rascal,
run for the PRF, madam, you'll
dirtiness.
get that before the end of day
But bend
today.
down and I whisper to her.
What are we coming from? What number were we coming from?
Mr. McAdam, could you remind me, please?
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can update us, Mr. McAdam.
You know, she didn't know her figures so she come.
The last annual report, 2023, the number outstanding was actually 81.
81.
81, right. And now we are at 83.
Oh, so we're not going in the right direction then?
So we're basically at the same place.
We're pretty much at the same then.
Your report indicated 86.
No, that's a 2024 report.
Yes.
Now, I'm comparing this year's report with the previous annual report. So the previous annual report, we were at 81 outstanding. As at 2024, December, we were at 86. Since the annual report was published, we received 3, so we are now down to 83.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we're still at more than
So year on year, we are basically at
the
the
same
level.
position.
Right.
Yeah.
Same
In other words,
position.
Chairman, because we have moved on in time, so
But
one more
watch her now. She try to
local authority. So that is
justify it, you
why
know.
it seems
When
to be
the man
rising,
already.
but we're actually descending.
So you add
Yo.
14
Watch her now.
each year.
Yes.
So you would have resolved
So if you
some
had
of the
14 to
outstanding
81, 4115.
You see, Julian Robinson knows a lie she a tell you. Because some laugh and things like that. And you see, the original shape them come with, you know. And cover up, you know. That's how them thief taxpayers' money. So the whole of them in it together. From junior to senior to the head who spear the ship, which is Andrew Wallace. Right? Because everybody eat food. Why, I mean, I know. Anyway.
That's 95. But you don't have 95 before you. You have 83 now.
No, it's worse.
No, man, you think get more probably, man. Stop it.
After I
Stop
send you
it.
the PRF report. So we're making steady progress, Chairman.
Hold on, the AG ones is.
Stop that shit, man.
Just to bring add to what the PS
I'm not determined to tell a lie, you know.
we completed 23
It suit them one pocket.
statements this year. So that would have been deducted from the 81 last year. But of course,
You the woman, man, where have integrity about her. The head of the auditor general. That woman, them can't buy her out.
Which is what we're aiming for.
Can't buy out that woman, yeah. And she's smarter than the whole of them.
I believe I would have summarized
Can't remember what she name, you know.
from the Ministry
But there's a beautiful soul.
approach, Chairman.
No money can buy her out. And that's what me say. You know what I mean?
And the infrastructure that we're looking on.
Yo, me say,
Individual responses from
whole thing is sticky and stuck, yeah, man.
and the steps that they have been taken to address the issues. I want to also indicate, because it also came up as a feature the last time and the times before that too, of the structure of the local authorities, that we now have an approved structure with a timeline of implementation as of November 1, 2024. And so a number of the accounting posts that we were clamoring for, we now have those, and as we speak, recruitment and selection is underway urgently.
All right. Member guide and member siblings.
House of criminal, the house of thief, the house of cookery, the house of corruption, house of mafia, in a neck and tie, jacket and tie. Yeah. Don't give a heck about the Jamaican poor people them and the ordinary people them.
We understand the concerns that were there with the impact of the two natural events.
These people, them rascal more easy.
Ministry is proposing
In the meantime, you know, me have to take a sip for me, I do them thing, you know.
standardized accounting software for
Keep me,
all
man.
municipal corporations,
My meds
and that all of
up,
them would
so me can't miss
also
nothing.
have the similar backup in terms of storage, whatever, of data. And that is what is proposed.
Yes, we're looking at a standardized approach in treating with the IT system across local authorities. You may be aware that already, through a partnership with the National Works Agency, that there is a backup system in all town centers. Some have been experiencing challenges which we are now presently addressing, but what it does is allow for a backbone to support
That's the
town
backbone with the
centers.
National Works Agency,
Yes,
which
sir.
is the
Which
lines.
the MCs are the hub for that.
Right. So unlike what existed in the past, where different corporations had their own systems, this new proposal is to have everybody standardized.
That is the intent, sir. But let me just put a little rider there. For example, for Westmoreland, because they want to finish at a faster pace, they have sought permission to do a temporary arrangement with a software system to allow them to move forward, which my team is now looking on that to look at the feasibility of doing that in the interim.
Would, in as much as you indicated earlier on that each municipal corporation and the CEOs are the accounting officers in as much as the permanent secretary in the ministry, would this new or proposed software allow the parent ministry to have superintendents of what is happening in the respective corporations, so that you can be alerted to see if there's any delay in implementation of any particular project and or the accounting?
That is very much correct, sir. So the team that is, or the committee that we have, might be a very big committee, but everyone has a voice. Each CEO is a member, as well as the ministry's representatives. And yes, I hear my colleague behind me saying, yes, PS, all of that will be in place.
And,
No pound for God jail, you know.
And I'm afraid, Chairman, I didn't get your answer, or I didn't hear the answer. It might have been answered. A timeline on when the new
Yes, procurement was complete, should be complete end of July, and then rolled out after that.
Immediately after that. But I also placed a rider that it would also, based on the various character in each local authority, then it would also determine how the successful bidder implements across. In other words, you would not expect, let's suppose you go to St. Thomas and you find that that building, yes, is because I'm from St. Thomas. You find that that building might not be at a certain level, which is going to be addressed soon, and you go to a Portland. Of course, it's going to be easier to implement in a St. Mary or Portland compared to St. Thomas. But those challenges we're also addressing.
Let me just ask you, the rollout is not just a software rollout. It must involve training of the personnel as well.
Yes, sir. So, incidentally,
the
training was done before now.
They know it.
We're actually delayed in that. The training that was done, we had anticipated completing the procurement for the software at that time. But if you recall, I pointed out that we would have identified some issues with the specifications, which is why we had to go back to market. And so, yes, we intend to retrain the relevant persons in the MCs to undertake the activities.
Final one for this chair. P.S. You indicated training, the chairman indicated training, and you answered yes. And the prior question I had was in response to your indicating that different MCs may be at different levels in terms of infrastructure. What provisions are being made to accommodate this new proposal to have the respective IT backbone robust in each of the municipal corporations? Because that would be dependent, your new structure will be dependent on having that backbone in place. What provisions are being made now with your sister agencies, for example, the NAA, to have that backbone infrastructure in each of the respective parishes so that MCs can.
Right. I don't have the specific details now and the technical details to it.
You know, I have
As
it,
I
man.
indicated previously, that our IT
When you come in the house, when you come with nothing. When you do it all the while.
usually and
That's why nothing can be done.
work with the local authorities to give the assessment as what is happening locally and make the recommendations of what is supposed to be done with respect to their computer system, IT infrastructures, and so on. We usually feed that back to the CEOs and indicate the areas that they need to have upgraded. The arrangement with the NWA is an ongoing one. I know there's a newer approach that I don't have that details right now, but I will certainly seek to get something from the relevant officer and update you.
I said finally, but just one final one. PS, can you provide the committee here with a listing of all the municipal corporations which feel that they have the necessary infrastructure to accommodate what is being proposed? So
Certainly, sir.
This
Yes.
committee can keep an idea
Yes,
as to
we
what
have
is happening.
we have an up-to-date report of the assessments that have
Could you send that to us?
I definitely
next?
will
Yeah.
share it.
Because
Chairman.
I think we all recognize not all 14 are the same in terms of
Yes.
size and scope or even having the personnel or the expertise. And it's important to note, it's great to go get a new software system, but if people don't have proper basic IT systems, as we have seen in these reports where they're losing critical data, then it don't make sense. You're wasting your money implementing across the board.
Let them doing it. Waste your money, put it in the pocket and tell lie.
Their size, but there are others who won't. So what member guy said is important in understanding where each municipal corporation is and what is needed to get them to a level where once you roll out this thing in July, they can in fact embrace the system and use the system.
Yes, sir.
Member Sibley's, you had a question?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I recall the last time we were here with the municipal corporations, they had put forward a number of things. One of the concerns that I had raised at that time was that, which I had sympathized with the municipal corporation at that time, was the lack of resources that they had asked for. And one of the things that I had put forward was that similar to the Auditor General's department, which never had the resources and had successfully asked the Ministry of Finance for resources to enable the Auditor General's department to do the audits, that they too should have been given those resources to assist them. I want to ask the PS, has any discussion, even discussion taken place, or let me be optimistic, the Ministry of Finance have signed off on any additional resources for the municipal corporations to get their records up to date. And let me repeat for the public to understand. The last time when we asked and when we were having the discussion, why is it that we are having the auditing of the municipal corporation at this late stage? We were told that the Auditor General had approached the Ministry of Finance for resources to assist. And they have gotten resources. Maybe I'm wrong, but that is what we were told in this chamber, that they never had the resources. Because when I inquire, why is it that it is now that the accounts of the municipal corporation from 2010, some of them, is now being audited. I was told that there is a special team from the Auditor General that is assigned to look at the municipal corporation. And at that time I had said, then it is only fair for the municipal corporation to be given resources. I don't know if you can recall. You recall, thank you, Chairman. And I'm reading the report in detail. Each Hanover, Clarendon, Portland, St. Mary, and what is of interest to me, Madam PS and CEO and CFOs, is that the evidence cannot be found and documents cannot be found from way back. You know? And I am thinking, have these corporations been given the kind of assistance in order to assign persons to deal with this backlog of projects so that we can get these financials and these documents provided to the Auditor General's department so that they can satisfy themselves that these are the evidence? And will it ever happen? And so are we supposed to come next year when the Auditor General come back, Mr. Chairman, and have all the CEO and all the CFOs, and we're going over back from the same information, because this information came before us, right? From 2010, 2013, 2015, where are we going with it? And what is it that we are going to do to resolve the issue? Because clearly, I could ask each of the CEO and each of the CFO, what happened to the evidence for this 271 million in cash and cash equivalent? The evidence, where it is, or, you know, I know what is going to come back at me. So I'm just going to go straight there, being that we had the discussion the last time about resources being provided to the municipal corporation. And if we do the cost benefit analysis, if the Ministry of Finance does a cost benefit analysis, and that cost benefit analysis is saying that it is not worth it, then we need to make a decision. We need to make that decision, and we need to go forward. I have asked a number of questions in all of that, but I have some more.
Yes, PS, you're on the floor. And let me say, the reason the municipal corporations, in my view, are more problematic, it's not a single issue, right? There are issues of personnel, there are issues of lack of IT equipment, there are issues of just missing documentation. It varies across the board. And Member Sibley is correct that when we were
Missing,
last year,
like I'm missing documents, man. Missing them. Just get rid of them and tell lie. Them do everything to deceive
you going forward.
country, Jamaica. Yeah.
Going forward, but it really doesn't
People in the
deal
blood
with
clot
matters
easy.
that are outstanding in the past and documents that can be found for money that has been spent. That's really what Member Sibley is asking. How, and I know it varies. So you are in the hot seat because the issues are systematic, right? But there has to be.
You know what me think still, Julian Robinson, too soft with him, you know, as the head of the chairman, as the chairman of the fucking community. Because, in at the end of the day, me watch them thing all the while, worldwide. England, America, Canada. Because politics, I'm a fanatic about politics. So, in at the end of the day, him too soft. Him some more hands-on upon them. If it was the other side and the JLP, you know, and this reach this, not this position, you know. When $3 trillion missing, unaccountable for, right? You think they wanna drill them and talk to them like that, like you're afraid for them? Me not like that, but I'm too soft compared to the
A
JLP.
systematic response
He was
because
more bolder than that, but
even though there are varying issues, the complaints tend
like
to
you beg
fall
them
in the
something. You
categories of
sure.
either inadequate personnel,
Put them
inadequate
under more pressure.
systems. That generally tends to be
Drill them
where
more.
the
Hold the wall them
responses from
more.
municipal
Yeah.
corporations fall.
Thank you, Chairman. Just to
Soft is soft, you
reiterate,
approach him, and I like it.
it's a
Yeah, let them have the hook.
conversation that we are having today.
Look on our page, you can see Chairman. No
I
Ginal.
understood the members' concern to be
Yeah, look on our
systematic
page, you can see
and
this the people who
a
deceive
query
him.
as to the comprehensive
No
approach
joke.
that is being
Because she come up
considered
for the government.
and the kind of support
And the government shall talk for you know.
local authorities will get from the Ministry of
When the government
Finance and
so corrupt
Public
already.
Service.
So them these are the foot soldiers them.
You have identified some of
Putting
the
a clean
areas,
clothes.
IT,
Put them be the CEO all them rascal
along
thing,
with
the head of
the
certain council.
building, and there are
So
other
them can cover up the corruption and
challenges
come with
that
a
they have
bag
been
of paper.
having. And the truth is, with the revised structure, which is part of it,
She not
we
talk
have to
confident, you know.
approach the Ministry of
She a
Finance
talk and pick.
for the kind of support
And
we are
her
giving
colleagues
them.
behind her, that
It's
little brother there.
required
You watch him.
to have the
Watch him eyes
MCs
them.
supported. And so
I don't move
we
him,
don't
watch
want
him.
to take a piecemeal approach.
Look on
We
the
are
page
presently
unless you on the phone.
focusing on the ministry.
You can't fool me, man.
All the areas that must be
Never ever.
covered because
No go away.
the MCs will never be able, based on the local revenues that we are seeing, and I hope you don't ask me what that is at this time because I don't have it at hand.
So you talk
When
about
we
it.
look on the local revenues
Fucking idiot them.
compared to the expenditure, it's really not balancing, and we have had to be performing as our housewife would perform to make sure the house operates. And so we're looking at a comprehensive approach to include what are your revenues, what are your subsistence and grants, what are your expenditures, what are your demands, to include, member, all of that. I don't forget the day we were here, and I believe it was member Olnes who charged us to say, PS, I'm charging you and the minister. If you go back to the records, you'll find it, to do something. And we have been working at it, and we are where we are at now. We have a new structure. We are getting an IT software / infrastructure, and we're looking at the other aspects.
You
And
promise,
we're
man.
having the meetings with the MCs
You promise,
to
promise,
explain
promise,
their
promise.
concerns, the areas
9 years in power and look at that about
to address
them
them.
thing that from 2023 all them things are going and don't still have blood clot
Wonderful.
coming
But
this
let me
fuckery.
just ask you, PS, the support
Bullshit,
that
foolishness.
the central ministry needs to support the municipal corporation, you're satisfied you're getting that support from the Ministry of Finance, either whether, I know you're going through procurement, but in terms of the personnel issue came up, the personnel issue is going to be resolved with the new structure, with the competent.
The conversation is ongoing, Chairman. We have got the support for the transitioning as a team member for contract workers, and the conversation continues
Lie, 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 lie.
the structure.
Right in the face of Jamaican people and the world. Look on her.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. All right, so the first thing, two things I want to establish is I want to indicate that I agree with the position that the municipal corporations need assistance with personnel to enable the completion to
Yeah, man, this lady is full of integrity. Can't remember her name, you know. I always forgot her name. But anyway, that's not important. But she's very, very one of the best editor you have. Right? So when you come out with the figures, them, the woman I like her. But she don't care. Because them can't buy her out. And that me like, you know.
Of being unable to account for the funds.
Of course.
That's what we're seeing playing out here.
And them now do that.
No, unfortunately, I was not at the sitting, the last sitting of the where the municipal corporations were present. And it occurs to me, based on what was said, that there may either a misrepresentation or a misunderstanding. A misrepresentation on our part of the situation in terms of how we communicated it, or a misunderstanding of what was the intention of what was said. And the permanent secretary knows this. She knows the facts. The situation with the municipal corporations is not as a result of us being unable to do the audit. You can look back at annual reports 10 years going back. We have been at the municipal corporations to submit the statements. You will see even in here where there are, I think it's Hanover and another, I don't know if it's Clarendon, who indicated that they were not given sufficient time to prepare the financial reports that have been outstanding for quite a number of years.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The lie them I tell, man. Fucking liars, them lie, them lie. Anyway, every liar is a thief. I will know that. We're going to teach you that.
Challenge on the audit.
Yeah.
In fact, it is my intention to communicate. I think I may have said it informally before, but I'm going to communicate it formally. That I anticipate, and in fact I said it in the annual report, that I anticipate that the department is going to come under serious pressure this year when the ministries, because they are being pressured to submit their appropriation accounts, as well as the municipal...
Because them deliberately delay it, innit?
All of those statements.
They deliberately delay it. They know what I'm doing.
To audit a number of public bodies and projects. And when I say projects, I'm speaking about the international...
Yeah, that work, yes, man.
The World Bank, the IDB. We have to meet those deadlines. If we don't meet the deadlines, the country is going to have a problem in terms of being able to draw down. Those are time sensitive.
And them definitely do that, you know. So they don't care about the country. They just care about thieving the money and cover it up. So they don't really get fined out. Are the department them not get yeah, that's somebody, but it can't work. And not gonna work. Because all of them in the red. Every department in the government are in the red, you know. Health ministry, all the police. Why me I tell you to ask that education, every department. The housing. Why, oh boy.
I certainly know enough to know that it would not be, and I don't think I would say the PS was representing it as a panacea. No.
Okay. Well, because I heard the position being put forward regarding the IT system, and what you will see here, Mr. Chairman, Hanover, the expenditure 935.8 million. Clarendon, 2.4 billion.
Wow.
Just to be clear for everybody, the figures, you're referencing numbers that represent what?
That represent, these are the figures that I was not in a position to form an opinion on because the necessary supporting records are not available.
Let them money that, you know, 2 billion in a Clarendon. Why them people are really enriching themselves, you know. And I chop money left, right, and center. Yo.
All of that. There are 3 councils.
What could have cost this?
I believe, though it's not perfect, Manchester. They have been able to secure their information and submit it. And that is Trelawney, that is Portland, and that is Manchester. And that to me is an example that it is possible. Because even if your IT systems fail, you should have the hard evidence.
Them get rid, what them doing?
Evidence to support it.
Them get rid of the paper evidence, I say, well, then we can't find document loss and them things there. And them get rid of them things there. Because remember, it don't matter you got to talk about digital, because remember, you have IC, you have the health service, like let's take for instance now. You have the health service in London, England, well overall. And them use a computerized system to store file and things like that. So when you go to hospital, them can't just look and do and tap up and see information. So when that rascal thing go down, and it do that all the while, go down, you have to go back to your fucking hard evidence, which is paper. You can't get rid of them things there. Because all you file them, everybody file it on, it load on the internet, and then it still have the paper, you call it hard evidence, hard documents. Another greatest scenario, that is analog. So hospital, if the system even go down, it don't take a longer time to find people record. But all the people can talk about it or can last in a government building. We're supposed to store them things there safely. It's a lie them people come to really deceive Jamaica, and tell PL fucking lie, And that me no like.
Even if the IT system fails. No, that is lacking.
More than lacking.
So we have to also
More than lacking.
The real issues in terms of how the parish, how the municipal corporations, how the accounting staff account for the information, completing a cash book, having evidence of the
Beat and teach them, man. Drill some hole. Pour some hole in them. And the heartland of them.
Hurricane come, they got away. They never secured them. And when they returned, one complained that the records were sequestered. When they were returned, then they became infested.
Boy, this is Jamaica, boy.
Havoc on it. We have to now consider how we go about securing the accounting records.
Look, Andrew, let's go and read them things, Our documents gone missing. See with the SSL, Them say them TV computer, the government, boy, they don't want to rest. Boy, I tell you, brother.
So even though you will see reported here that the audits were completed, it's really cold comfort because I was not in a position to say that the transactions were actually were bona fide and that the monies were spent according to.
That's it. They put it in their pocket, man. And come in them bag of fuckery.
Understood. All right.
Pay for cat them,
Member Guy and Member Sibley's, hold on. Just release your mics because Member Witter has been holding for a while. I know, but let me allow Member Witter because he has been holding for a long time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and my colleagues. You mentioned, Madam Auditor General, that you have difficulty in accessing hard copies, difficulty in accessing the actual paperwork for the accounting procedures. And that kind of lead me to ask a question as to how would we be able to remedy and to rectify the problems that we face now in relation to the non-availability of the software to provide the information. I am accustomed to the old way of accounting, where we, as you mentioned, you postings in your ledger, and you look at your daily transaction, then you go to your final accounts and so on and so forth. Right. So I know that now we are in the technological world, but I think it is fair to say that your observation is really something that I'm concerned about in terms of not being able to find these paper transactions, because it is the paper transaction that you use to transfer information to the soft copies. So how are we going to rectify this situation? What is your yes. What is your recommendation?
Sorry, just release your mic so I can put on the Auditor General's. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll put it this way because I believe the member raised a good point. And that is in fact what I was alluding to. An IT solution is really just automating your business processes. So if your business processes are not right, you're going to have a problem doing that migration to an IT system. It is not going to work if your system, if your fundamental control environment is weak. And I do believe that the control environment of the municipal corporations need to be strengthened as a part of the upgrading and automation of the business processes. Now, I won't say too much about what needs to be done because that's the PS's responsibility, but certainly from a recommendation, training and awareness of the personnel, that I think is fundamental, and having a basic understanding of the roles and responsibility in accounting for government resources.
All right, PS, you want to respond to anything? Or
Thank you, Chair. Just to clarify something that the Auditor General had said earlier, I think, Madam Auditor General, you probably misunderstood or never heard me correctly, but I never said that because of the Auditor General's department lateness in doing the audit that caused the municipal corporation, because you said it's not for us unable to do the audit that caused the municipal corporation. No, that wasn't said, and I want to make that abundantly clear. What was said was that you recognizing that you had a lot of audits, a lot of financials coming your way, you rightfully asked for resources to assist, and that's what your team had said. They didn't say otherwise. I don't want you to think that your team had said that. No, they said when the financials came their way, it was a lot, and the Auditor General...
Yeah, me have a little pain on my elbow sometimes. Some I use some home remedy. Now some wild from and some pear seed soap. Some I rub it in, so it's kind of easy pain, like, you know. Right at your ankle also.
Should have gotten additional resources.
But you know, them comes and goes. I will live now on pain world, you know.
A question to follow up.
Yeah, I've been a youth at 10-year-old. I suffer from pain.
How do we go forward?
Well, I'm not tell you. So pain is not just for big people our age. No, not down to that at all.
And I want to say
One universal type of thing, you know.
So that I don't mislead anyone. My understanding is that the financials having been done in some respect. They have been done. But when the auditor would have asked, can I get support for this for example, this $144,220 that was spent for the purchase of food and drink, for example, they were not able to come with the invoices or all the paper trail to support the transaction. They said that this was a transaction, but they were not able to support it in documentation, the evidence that this was in fact the case. That's correct? Right. So, they are not able to find those documents. And we have established, and the PS never said this, and I heard the chairman and also the auditor general saying the same thing, that
Let's hear this, brother. You know, you can't see where I go with this, you know. They can't see where I go with this. All right, we're going to continue.
IT will not help you to get the evidence for those things. I hear everybody. Now that we are on that page, what next? Is it that we in auditing qualifies the account and we move on? Because
Yeah, now.
if it is that we will never find the evidence, there will never be an invoice, and that supermarket or that wholesale that they took.
Hear this piece of shit, you know. It's what I'm doing, and I come with all these little crap, you know, this corruption, because you might come with now, your country is supposed to be a democratic country, and you want to talk about all these little, this is where Andrew Wallace come and talk all this fuckery, you know. So you see your mark, I know says this is where I'm going with it, you know. So if you just call it a day, so we can do things, get rid of fucking papers, documents, hard documents. Them all burn down them own office, you know, to destroy paper, you know. These people take them easy.
The goods from.
You see how this little nastiness?
The owner had migrated with his children.
Yeah.
Right? Or passed away.
Not relevant, you are talking about. Pay shit.
Constantly ask
Yeah, I
my
know.
friend from Westmoreland for that invoice? Are we going to do what we normally do in auditing? Qualifies the account. Persons are held accountable because you have to qualify the account. And we just move on. But
Okay. So see, you might come with no word. So you can't find the documents. You come with some another story talk about post the person you spend the money with, dead or gone or foreign. So you're gonna keep on asking for that. Just qualify the account and move on. This is what I'm saying now. This nasty piece of thieving, piece of shit, piece of garbage. Yeah.
in an environment that
Why, them people are not easy, you know. Them not easy. Now, sir.
because, and it will be done properly because the permanent secretary
Go sit down, man,
or the
and lift up.
authority, whether it's the financial secretary or so on,
Yeah,
will
come with
just
something where
hold the
with a
various
big piece of shit, yeah,
accounting
man.
officers accountable in whatever means and for. Because
You don't want to get caught, man.
I would not want to think, Mr. Chairman, that we have to come here next year for this 2010, 2011 doc things. I would not want us to
You
be
want it right now.
coming here.
I forgot
I
about
want
it.
for that. What I want
Who is
us to
you?
come here next year is to see whether or not
Anyway,
now
the
that we have
auditor
moved on,
general will deal with him
they have
away because
done the account. in
I pay
accordance
bullshit him
to
at all.
acceptable accounting standard, whether it's
Look on him.
IFRS
Next
or
nastiness,
whatever
teeth in
standard
nastiness, you know.
that we signed off on.
Yeah.
Right?
Alleged
That is
thief in
what we
fucking one
want
this too.
to go, and I want the PS to help me with that, and with moving forward, and how we're going to get that reassurance from all these CFOs and CEOs of going forward. Is the financial statements for 2024 different?
Look at him. Trying to come and use him head with something that really. We want these people just move on and leave it alone. That's what I want.
We are saying that 2010
Not going to
we
happen.
left so far back. We can't find the evidence. We
Yeah.
are interested.
Provide the evidence. Look at on this try it out.
3 years.
Only that piece of shit.
Very much. I am interested. In the
I'm
last
bare
3
face.
years, if I could get
What on a bare face?
out, you know, to say that those financials
Your argument weak, brother.
supported
Weak.
by evidence.
Let's sit down, man.
To go forward. Then at least
Yo.
we can say that
Corruption. Print in your face, brother.
we finally got the message. We're finally going on.
Yeah, that you want.
Going on with
Too long.
much care. And we are going on knowing that the permanent secretary is keeping a check
You saw them teeth and bright.
on these things.
You should not look for say, well, then we have to find a way.
And so,
but no, you want to defend what I want.
I want to know from the Auditor General, is it that you qualify these accounts? What is it?
That you want.
Every year.
That you want.
Or is it that we are going to be writing to these municipal corporations?
You don't want the pressure.
The suppliers in.
You think it work like that? I don't think so.
A business that maybe.
Shut your mouth, man. I'm a woman talk, man.
Thank you.
You big piece of what, sure. Don't make me happy with, yeah, let me tell you something, you know.
Thanks for that question, member. I think it's a very appropriate question. Chairman, you will recall, if it's not the annual report for last year, it's the year before, where I made a recommendation for surcharge.
Them always mislead people in it.
Municipal corporation, because there is an avenue to hold accounting and accountable officers.
You don't want to hold accountable, that's why I come with that shit. You know, you get all the figure wrong. The dates them wrong. Because I'm so eager.
For Portland Municipal Corporation, because we did not know, no one could say when the records were misplaced. The FAA Act has a timeline on the period within which a surcharge proceeding can be instituted. It has to be 3 years. And the only reason I've not made any recommendation to the ministry, to the financial secretary for surcharge, is because the years that we are dealing with here falls outside. No, this is one of the dangers rather, of not submitting statements on time, because the time elapses and we cannot hold to account those who we should be holding to account.
And do it deliberately.
In a meeting with
they do it deliberately.
Secretary once, and I'm sure I may have written it to say that the moment I can recommend that surcharge, once we're within that 3-year period, I am going to make that recommendation. And I think that should go for all accounting officers, because it is true for the appropriation accounts as well. The law is very clear on that. If you cannot, and it does not give the Auditor General an option. It says the Auditor General shall. So it's not that I, at my discretion, determine whether I should report this municipal corporation versus another. No, or any other entity. It says the Auditor General shall. Once it says he is unable to account for the expenditure. So it's very, very clear on that. Now, the ministry, the financial secretary, has the discretion to institute a surcharge um, action, whether for the full amount of the loss, because if you, let me use your example, 144, 220. If you are unable to provide support for 144, 220, what the law is saying, is that that's a loss.
Yeah.
That's a loss to the
You know
government.
why I hear about that, man? Because thief them thief it.
That you actually
Y'all know about it. They might try to cover for them one another. You know, like a little body club.
How the act treats it. Yes, it refers to it as a loss. That it shall be deemed a loss, and the Auditor General shall report it, because the act says it shall be deemed a loss. So once you're not able to account for the funds, that is how it should be treated.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, and it's a heavy sigh, the situation is that bad that the outstanding municipal corporations are way beyond the 3-year period at this point in time. So you would not even be able to apply that particular clause in the act, because we're going back, what, 6, 7, 8
years.
10 years.
Right, and I want to add that the one council that I believe is catching up, and that's not to say that they're within reach, but just say that they have submitted, I think, Portland Municipal Corporate and Manchester, they're up to what? Right, so Manchester is up to 2024. So there is a parish council that has actually completed their financial reports, and that's not to say that it's a way to punish them. No, but just to say that it is possible. It is possible. And I know that Portland is also making some gains.
So Pierce, in addition to everything you're doing, I think it's important. You say you have this committee where the CEOs and the CFOs are. There are clearly some municipal corporations that are, with all the challenges, are in fact complying and producing their financial statements. Is important to understand what they're doing to get to that position, understand what those best practices are, what the issues are in the other municipal corporations that are lagging so way behind. But, it is really frightening and unacceptable that significant sums of money, billions of dollars, that are spent for
I can't be accounted for.
don't have any supporting evidence whatsoever.
Wait, gone.
Chairman, should I go
Before
before
the PS answers?
Watch our face. Watch our face. Why pressure bite them,
Now, what options are there, and those have been explored in some respect? Chair, all the corporations are here except 2, if memory serves me right.
Cause them a hide.
Last time we were here,
them a hide.
Corporations, we asked individually, when is it that we would expect to get something up to the level where
they're guilty as shit.
Submitted to the Auditor General. They're here. They have had a year to decide on the route that they have taken, whether it is under the guidance/supervision of the parent ministry, to determine how fast they have moved. Manchester has done well, according to the report from the AG. Portland similarly. What of the other municipal corporations that are here? Can we hear from the respective CEOs as to when they'll get them up to that particular point that they can be submitted to the Auditor General?
Fair question. You want to comment first, or you want us to go to the... Yeah.
Just to put it in context, because I was about to say what the member has said, to say that each CEO is here except for St. Catherine, and that perhaps they should be given the opportunity to indicate, because recall indicating their accounting responsibility similarly to me. But just to note to the House, based on the Auditor General's comments initially about not just the IT system being considered, that would have completed draft standard operating procedures in 2022 that are applicable now, that we're also looking on in respect of support to the local authorities. So it's not just an IT infrastructure, but it's a comprehensive approach that we are adopting.
All right, I'm not picking on anybody, but I just ask, I'll start with you, Miss Crosskill. But I'm not picking on you.
All I want is full of corruption, you know.
As member guys said, we have had a year and
Montego
some
Bay, yeah.
progress would have been made, but
Still like she come tell now.
where you are and what the challenges are.
And talk about she want
And just for
2 years to sort out everything. 2 years.
Just indicate your
When them
name
brass
and
election is around the corner, so them sure so them gonna have a next fucking 10 months.
Nadia Crosskill, St. James Municipal Corporation.
All them a miss them woman here, see, man.
We are at 2018-19 financial year. It is our intention to have all our accounts completed by the second half of the new financial year. The challenge that we've had is we have, in terms of attrition,
Watch her.
we have the accounting staff, we have a high attrition rate. Even as we speak, my director of finance is acting because my director of finance resigned in January. And the accounting staff, we have
everything is a rascal, excuse, you know. Excuse.
asking for the employment of the final accounts personnel because we recognize that that is important. And in order for us to get this done, we have to get the additional staff. But that's not the only issue that is there. The accounts have to be done according to IPSAS accrual. No, that has never been done in the public sector. What the public sector has is IPSAS cash. It means we need the expertise to get it done because part of
Watch them face them, now.
issue that the auditor
Watch them face the big fat cat them.
to fulfill our statutory obligation as it relates to the basis on which we do these accounts. So in the case of St. James,
That the fucking KCC where a woman are running, you know. That Montego Bay, St. James. And this is the chopping are going, you know.
is that really, as I said before, we did a test. We were given a booklet. We were given some online.
I know, me notice, you know, because, you know, as I'm saying, as a politics fanatic, you know, Mr. Monday, you know what I mean, Jamaican politics, I just, in Andrew Wallace government, you see so much woman ahead the KSAC, you know. Yeah. Pay a woman. One time I pay money, you see 1 and 2 woman. You see woman, but them not really on top of the way. They come and them say them ahead. Yeah, let me tell you something, man. Why Andrew Wallace really find them like him knows the woman them really as much corrupted like the man them. Mm.
That's what the training was. So what I've done, I know that we require more than that. So what I've done, I've written to ICAJ. It's recently that I've done that. But I've written to ICAJ to say, can you assist us with training to get this thing done? Because it has never been done in Jamaica in terms of IPSAS accrual, I assume. It is the first. We don't have the capacity in-house to do it according to IPSAS accrual. So we are trying to see if we can get the external assistance through ICAJ to also fulfill that part of it because it's two-pronged. It's the outstanding, but it's also the basis on which it is done. That is also the Local Government Financing and Financing Act also put some responsibility on the Ministry of Finance to provide some guidelines. That has not been coming either in terms of support. So the truth is that we have to be looking internally to see how best we can help ourselves to get ourselves out of this predicament because it needs
technical support in terms of preparing it according to IPSAS accrual, as well as personnel. So we at the St. James Municipal Corporation is working on that. As it relates to the documentation and how we store that, we also recognize in St. James that there was that issue, and so we are working on that to make sure that going forward, the documentation
Well, it's them to
is
your jokes still, you know.
that we can account for every dollar spent. And I am giving the commitment in this parliament that the truth is that I am tired and fed up of this kind of audit. And so for St. James Municipal Corporation, I'm giving a commitment that we are going to get it right. And we are giving ourselves 2 years to get it right. Not
2 years, you know.
get the stuff to it, but to the training.
People are running thing from Rasclat 9 years now, you know. I think before that, them used to have the KCC as well. But under this government, 9 years, and they want the next 2 years. What the Rasclat and the boy, me can sometimes feel like I'm just jump on the television, Rasclat. Monitor.
Just for clarity for
No,
my
sir.
own
Them
understanding,
two BAPS.
the IPSA, and I'm asking the Auditor General, maybe the
No,
Minister of
sir.
Finance, the
This need
Manchester
another
up to
seat.
date, they're providing it under the IPSA
Need another
accounting
seat.
process, or they're just providing normal financial statements,
I'm an
normal
NSC
financial statements.
from
So, to be clear,
Canberra
you're
Juice.
asking for,
Yeah.
yeah, I want the Auditor
Because
General
them
to
people got
clarify what
BAPS
you are
line, man.
asking the MCs to provide as of now. Is it accrual or cash basis?
I need to establish that it is not the Auditor General who is asking for it to be established. It's the law.
Oh.
So, and that
Them two
became
BAPS.
effective 2016. And IPSOS gives a 3-year transition period. So they had between 2016 to 2019 to bring the assets. Because that is really the greatest challenge, is bringing the assets on. I know Manchester has started doing it, and I think there's another council, just Manchester,
That woman, man,
is
top
actually bringing
Auditor
in
General
the
list.
assets slowly. And of
You
course,
don't take no prisoner.
pretend that is an easy
You can't buy her out.
because
No money can buy her.
well, first
Real Jamaican this. Yeah, man.
you have to determine what
If all them people that steal like that woman, a Jamaican, only one good position.
to that, and it cannot just be a value that is just picked out of a hat. There has to be some professional.
Thank God it's not all of them women that steal them with them, man.
The Ministry of Finance can
Who
come
support
in,
corruption.
I think it's the Ministry of Finance that needs to get involved here, because the executive agencies and other public bodies are in fact using IPSOS. So it is being used, and it has been used for quite some time. So the fact that the municipal corporations have not got that kind of assistance is something at the Ministry of Finance, because they should at least know that other institutions,
Because the money is not there in it. So them drug out things.
Now, I recall that I think
There's no money there, you know.
we had a meeting.
That's why nurses have to strike and they can go slow. Because them not get no pay, them pay not coming in time. And them not get them back money. That's why Nigel run, man. That's why Nigel Clark run.
Could be developed in terms of the sensitization and awareness for the members. So clearly there is an information gap based on what has just been shared, and it is the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Finance that needs to fill that gap.
Hold on, Mr. Thomas, just release your mic. Mr. Thomas from the Ministry of Finance wanted to come in here.
Thanks, Chair, and good afternoon, all. Just a point of clarity, as was stated, that no entity within the public sector is currently doing its accounts guided by the International Public Sector Accounting Standards, IPSAS. Actually, that statement would not be fully correct, as we do have our executive agencies, both fully funded or partially funded, that are guided directly.
Yeah, I'll come up with them bag of lies, you know.
We do
And
also
try
have
to
public bodies which are
Cover
guided by
themselves.
even a more rigorous standard, which is the International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRSs. So, in terms of saying there's no entity within the public sector doing accrual accounting, guided by the International Public Sector Accounting Standard, that statement would have to be adjusted, as we do have executive agencies. Executive agencies also received similar training as the MCs would, in terms of that certificate course, IPSA cert course, that should sharpen their understanding and their implementation of such. Just to recommend also, when training is being done, it should be done as close to implementation as possible, so you can get the best reward from such training.
All right, member Sibley's, just conscious of time. There's another committee meeting, and I want to hear from the other municipal corporations, and I see Member Williams as well. You have to release your mic. Are you going to go? Okay.
Yes. I just want a bit of clarification as well. So is it that the Manchester Municipal Corporation, are they in compliance with the ISPA?
IPSA
accruals that are the...
Manchester is not fully compliant. It's not fully compliant. I believe they are working on capitalizing valuing their assets and bringing it on.
And to Mrs. Crossgill, you said by middle of next financial year you would get your account, but to my mind that is not realistic based on what you said subsequent to saying that you are currently recruiting accounting staff, and you're at 2018, and so you're sure that by then you will be
Class, she get herself
bring it
tongue tie up in it. Yeah, like Shatel.
because that sounds to me very ambitious based on what you said after
Them talk anything you come out of the mouth to get out of trouble, man.
needed.
That's all it is.
You have not recruited the full staff complement. Then will you be able to complete?
Yeah,
19,
simple.
20,
Them talk themselves
22, 23,
in a ground
24.
or a pit of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The intention in terms of preparation was not for it to be fully compliant with IPSA's accrual. So like Manchester would have done theirs, that's how we had intended to bring it up to date. That's for the outstanding. We also, it is our intention, we've also started conversation with accountants to see if they can assist us with but what we're going to be doing though, we'll be the existing staff will be using overtime and all of that to get it done.
All right, Member Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to ask a question of Miss Crossgill in relation to you mentioned that attrition is one of the factors that would have contributed to the delay in the preparation of the providing the financials. And I gather that this may be a problem for
Drill now, you know.
corporations generally.
Like a drill something with a blood clot concrete.
Problem.
Because them is more than concrete.
Like for example, is there an estimate, an average time or a turnaround for replacement of these staff members who leave the municipalities or the local authorities? How soon, how quick are we to replace them? what are some of the factors? Have any assessment been done as to some of the factors causing the attrition so that we can stem it since it's a contributing factor? I don't know if it's something above your pay grade, but it ought to be looked at carefully since it seems to be one of the problems affecting the corporations. And another collateral to that is this. Do we have systems in place for continuity? For example, when the new persons are employed, you know, do they start from scratch? Or is it that if, you know, there is a proper update of records before a person? Obviously, people don't leave summarily like that. They would have had to give notice. So, you know, what kind of systems are in place? HR system, accounting system, financial system, where if a person leaves a municipal corporation or signals his or her intention to leave, then obviously we trigger now a replacement, a process to make sure records are protected, things are up to date, so that when the new person enters the fray, then we can have some kind of continuity. But I know that continuity also will depend on how soon you have a replacement. I don't know if it's something that PS wants to chime in on. But
all right, Member Williams, thank you. I'm just going to ask Ms. Crossgill, quickly to respond. We are at 12:03. There's another committee that should start at 12 o'clock. Quickly to respond to those questions, and then I'm going to ask each municipal corporation to just give a brief update so we can wrap up.
Okay, as it relates to the staff is employed by the Services Commission. So sometimes there can be a time lag. So first you have to write to the Ministry of Finance to get the post activated once somebody has. So you see there's time lag. Then you have to write to indicate to the Services Commission that you want these positions to be filled. The Services Commission has to deal with the 14 parishes, so sometimes there can be delay. Also, sometimes, even though we might also think for some of the posts, the salary is still low for some of what is required. So it's a myriad of issues, but we still, as quickly as the person leaves resigns from the position, we trigger all the things that we are supposed to do to get the persons employed. Also, before the new structure came into being, we had to employ persons on contract, but some of those, when the new structure came into being, we were no longer, and the new salary structure, the new pay grades, the employment of contract workers were cut. So we were no longer able to, so when a contract worker left, we were not able to replace them. So there are a myriad of things that contribute, yes. So I'm saying with the new structure and everything, I think we should be in a better.
Still not get what you're saying, you know. There's a talk for talk's sake.
Give us about a 2-year period.
And so you might have a pretty face. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just going to ask, does KSAC, remember, just indicate your name, position, and we just go down the line quickly.
Kevin Blair, Chief Financial Officer. We are at 2016 to present. We are looking at a 2-year time span as well to complete. We're looking at the implementing the
2-year time plan to complete. And people really cheap and bright, you know, and do a kind of fuckery. Well, I tell you, you know, something needed done so them things don't happen again. Now it's like Jamaica have too much money and resources for in them situation and now so because them get fucking good pay. The order that they set them thing up and send it into the auditor. And they come fucking talk shit.
The other outstanding years to be completed by March of 2026.
How many years you have outstanding apart from that?
3.
3 financial years, okay.
3. Fuck's sake. Why them people are bare face? Them dry eye. Dry eye.
Corporation acting. Mr. Chairman,
I'm just going to be asking, there's one thing that I want to allude to. I wouldn't really want to leave out of this honorable house. I mean, today with that, was having the understanding that documentations can be found as it relates to Clarendon. We have information in-house. But as I would have mentioned and would have mentioned in our responses, is that to where these documents are stored, it takes time to retrieve them. The age of those.
Imagine government fucking papers, which are them store. They take time to retrieve them. But it's something you're supposed to store and can get them as if your fingertip, you know. They come and make some stupid excuse, I don't know.
We have draft financial statements up to 2022. In fact, I would have shared as evidence to the Auditor General, not submitting to them. I just want to make that clear, because they would have indicated to us when we informed them that we have draft statements, if we could just share as evidence. And we did share as evidence that we have the statement in their first draft.
I'm not gonna make them up, man.
We have actually engaged
Tamper with them.
Mr. Chairman, to analyze these statements for correctness and for completion or for completeness. And we have also engaged someone also to assist in the preparation of schedules, because that's one of the challenges that we have. In fact, the format in which the auditors, they are requesting the information, we have to ensure that we give it to them in that format. So we would have engaged someone to prepare certain schedules. Recently, as the PS would have alluded to, that the new structure was implemented in November, and the CMC would have asked the Services Commission to advertise the position for the Director of Final Accounts and Reporting, so that we can have that person on board very, very soon. We have a timeline, though, Mr. Chairman, and we are looking that we will complete all our statements by June of 2026.
Okay. The only comment I'd make briefly, you do appreciate that there's really not a distinction between the Auditor General saying they can't, no document has been presented to them as evidence, versus you saying it is there but you can't find it. It's not much of a distinction. But I understand what you're saying. They just need to get the physical copy, whether it's in your storeroom, wherever. And if they,
lot of them tell about
they have to report that is not there.
I tell you, them people are really be a face, you know, man.
Good afternoon.
Be a face.
My name is Errol Liebert, CEO of the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation.
They all I tell lies.
That's 2023-2024. We have indicated to the PS in February of this year that we will submit same by the 30th of June, along with the 24-2025.
You know, you just telling me something now, a government document, you know. That means you go to the hospital and them say, well, then you file your hospital record, where record in everybody in a see it. Especially, you have to go, and if you use the documents, you have to go to the hospital where you usually go, and you find it there. And sometimes you can send it to different hospitals, depend, if you're not going to do it digitally. But you can't, people are going to come say, well, then, boy, them can't find the document because they want place where cobweb upon it, and it will hard to retrieve them because them stuck in one place, and that is something important. Them things don't make no sense. Them things don't make no sense. And them lie too dry. Those lies too dry. Those are something where if you go run a corporation, you spend billions of dollars and millions of dollars on all kind of contract and all kind of things. And you're not supposed to have it on a rascal all documents as record. So you can send them, because once you do them things, you send them in time. So all them either way, that's cobweb depend them. All them can come with them little idiot thing, them on. And I don't want to play this anyway, because sometimes it just piss me off, you know. They go on here and I say.
Statements. I, I, I echo the sentiments mentioned by my counterpart with regards to documents
Why, boy, these people make you really depressed, you know.
even though we have
Yeah, man, then
updated
depress
some
you.
of our concerns,
You have to
we
have
are
strength to do
now
them things there.
compliant with IPSA in the context of assets, receivables, etc. Now that time has elapsed, we are at
We have some
time of
blood
the
clot.
end of a
Please,
fiscal
not them have
year.
blood clot, please, sir.
Generally in accounting, you would have identified your
I know
receivables
them get them job here, you know.
monies that you would have owed to
But
individuals.
because the reason them get them, because them decide, once them willing to work with corruption, that's why them get the job.
Really deal with that scenarios.
Mm.
And all in all, we have made our efforts to really get these accounts up to date, and we are going to continue to be compliant as best as possible.
Thank you. Next, Municipal Corporation.
Good afternoon again, Rovel Morris, CEO of Portmore MC. Okay, we are out by 3 years, reporting to the ministry.
What is a fat one, you know?
And we hope to complete by May 2025. That's for 2022. For 2023,
That's in my face, you know, so them are evil, you know.
and for 2024,
True.
December of 2025. One of the challenges that we have at Portmore, though,
Alleged
corporate
crook.
service is the individual that is preparing the financial statements with, of course, lack of staffing.
Mm.
And he's in charge of other departments. But we're trying our best to ensure that it will be done by
You just watch the eye movements, them, you know.
Good afternoon.
Them can't fool me, man.
Cunningham, CEO for the St. Ann Municipal Corporation. We are 14 years out. Part of the issue for St. Ann, again, transition of staff.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Clayton have been on board for less than 2 years. And so there is a lot of catching up that we have had to be doing. The corporation has taken steps mindful of the issue of records, how they are stored and their availability when the auditors should come. We have gone through a comprehensive program to put all our records as per financial year. We have gone out and had have them stored so that they can be available. Having gone through that, we have reported to the permanent secretary those that have been damaged by whatever means, whether through water or rodents.
You see,
or those that at this
I excuse you, make us know, damage from with the water or water. How can you have
experience
you,
has taught that
even listen me I try to say, you know, them are people that talk about documents that got damaged by whatever, whether water or whatever. Or government have so much building. Government is supposed to prepare safe building. They put all them documents there. How can't have water? So these are the little mad and simple excuse when I come up with all the while. When it make no sense. All government buildings secure. And in any day, the government of the day, so they're supposed to prepare good buildings, so them store them thing. So when them want it, them just get it. And they come in the excuse and talk about what might damage with water or whatever. Some of them would have cobweb and dust. but yo. And you know, that's peer woman, you know. So something is changed. Something not right. Anyway, we go on here.
No, it is required. So we have been ensuring that the information is made available before the auditors should come. We have we attempted to move
Take back, you know.
as far as we could.
And then we come out now to cover it up, you know.
Them send them out, you have to cover it up.
Two persons, they did not stay for very long, so we did not get the result that we
And get them palm.
anticipated from having those contract workers on board. Nevertheless, we are now in a position where we will be able to present 1 year in another couple of weeks, and the others will be working on steadfastly. We are giving ourselves 3 years because we are attempting this process from both ends. We intend to hire a firm to complete the
Intend to hire a firm.
periods while we get
Right, so when pressure bust pipe, you know.
will be doing the more current years.
You can see she at and she not confident, you know. She just a talk because them send her out for talk. She not the big fish, you know. She do the work and cover up with the one them when I come out. And she get her palm wet. Or hile. Or whatever you want to call it. Watch the one with the glasses of the brother there. You can see him feel comfortable, you know, look comfortable, you know. Him knows I'll pay a liar tell.
So you basically say
I know some come up something.
of the 14, you'll be able to do one.
Yeah, but I dissect it and I watch
Because
them.
you do appreciate whether you go to external or internal. If you don't have the documentation, they can't do it.
No, well, we have done that process. So 910 is stored in the that is part of what we did. So in terms of the records,
Lie she tell you know.
and we did everything.
Woman a tool lie. The body language she give you away.
Putting our hands on and what might have been damaged, we are in a
You want to send out people, man. You want to send them, they're sending out, praying and not sending out to defend the undefendable. They're all guilty.
All right, thank you. Manchester next.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrew Harrison, Chief Executive Officer of Manchester. As was previously pointed out, we are current. Our 2022-2023 is presently being audited. Nevertheless, we still have challenges. As my
Everybody have challenges. Everybody have difficulties. Everybody is fucking. What you want to know?
In terms of the IPSAS, but also in terms of
You can't see him. You can't see on him, you know. Fat cat.
Achieve some of these. In terms of, for instance,
Fat cat, man. Watch him now.
That I can tell you is a tremendous amount of figures that is going to take to value the assets. What we have been doing, we are trying to bring it on slowly. We're not going to be able to fully comply with all the IPSAS, but what we can do, we take on step by step. For instance, assets that are presently purchased, we actually bring those on with a view of trying to bring on those that are in historical.
Because some of them you can't bring them on. One of them show so well then, when you can't find them. How that I go on, because too brawling to bring out, people are going to know, because pay forgery and things like that, you know. Pay cover up.
Thank you. Who is next?
Pay cover up.
Just press the mic and go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. It's David Gardner from the Hanover Municipal Corporation, Chief Executive Officer.
Hanover.
Hanover, we have completed 1819, which we have the exit meeting with the Auditor General on Friday, right? We have taken steps to engage a consultant who has been working with us to bring our statements up to date. We are currently using modified accrual to prepare our accounts. We have given ourselves approximately another year to bring them up to date using the modified basis. However, similar to St. James, in order to do it fully, we will require about 2 years. So it's something that we are looking at. In terms of what was mentioned by Clarendon in terms of the schedules, that's an issue because it has to be done in line with what the Auditor General requires. Currently, our systems do not facilitate that kind of preparation. So we have to be modifying them to meet what the Auditor General requires. But Chairman, we do recognize the issues and we are feverishly working on them, and we are committed to having all that is required done and be done in a timely fashion. Just to say as well that the issue of staffing and training, those are critical. At the moment,
Everybody has some fault. Everybody has fucking fault.
Government Services Commission,
Not one upon time. So, what can go so? No, sir.
we recognize as well
Everybody.
training, while training may have been provided, far
Everybody a
more
wobble.
needed if the officers
Everyone a wobble.
do what is right.
Wobble and double and every fucking thing.
To do the necessaries to meet our obligations.
Mm.
Thank you. Next. Minister.
Morning. I'm Tamoy Sinclair, Acting Chief Executive Officer, Trelawney Municipal Corporation. As it relates to the Trelawney Municipal Corporation, we have 3 years that are outstanding. However, we have taken steps in-house to complete those records. We have given a commitment date to the Ministry of Local Government that we would also have those submitted by July of this.
Yeah, woman, man. Then let's put up there for come and give a count. Upon I want to face. Them all in the coming, them coming. Oh, God. Take the pillar and give me the case now, sir. When the camera hit them, you can see the guilt on them, you know. People have sense and common sense and all the sense they're supposed to have. They can't see it. These are the people come to Parliament to give statement of the fucking situation of the SAMC. Nah, I look like that. Because they're not confident. They're not comfortable. If they're confident, they're not happy. And really enjoy it. But then I enjoy it. Especially if you show up on the camera. Them is a big disgrace. Them are help run Jamaica, man. Nobody can get accountable and accountable timeline for submit them things and, you know. Everybody a wobble and double. Wobble and double.
However, for 14-15, that will be submitted this week, and for the outstanding years that we have, will be submitted to Auditor General by the end of this calendar year.
The end of this calendar year for all the 10 years?
On it as a project, so we have persons working on it externally for that submission time.
Okay.
Then I want to take Christian, you know.
Just go to a mic because Hansard has to capture you. So if you can just shift your seat and probably sit. Member Siblings, release your mic so I can give her an opportunity.
Yeah, all a wobble and double.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I am Camila Esson.
Hear this one here now. Look on the face. Look on the boy beside her. Come on, call him man, you know, because the word of them are yeah. Send them out to defend the undefendable. Watch her. She don't get the training properly. Her skin her teeth. With her glass look like a Humpty Dumpty. Watch my boy drive with a paper to help her out. Watch me go help her. They are guilty for them face people.
Not only that, I'm getting to that.
Yeah.
Getting to that because the building that we are in at present, it's no space. We are in an
You know what I'm going to talk about? The man I talk about different thing, other in the paper, editor in the paper, them, we're supposed to add it in, add it in from a long time. And she come now with something different when a relevant to the question where because you see them come with empty, them all empty, Billy now nothing to do with the question and what we're supposed to answer the lady. We are straight from that for. Relevant. And from you start to talk, me see, relevant. And the same thing Julian I go say to you. Anyway, go on hear you. Go on hear you, man. Hear your bullshit.
And the space is very small. And that is why I'm saying that
What
I'm
that have to do?
optimistic. Because if you could see what we are in now, then you'd understand why I said I'm optimistic. And two, our
Who fooled the argument?
accounting system structure, what we're using is backward because we have presently we are working from a manual system.
You want to talk from our own mind and read off a piece of paper. We then write down. Come, here light upon it. Here lies on it, is on it. Here lie is on it, people. Me not telling lie. And that's what me I see, and that's what me I dissect right now.
Forward, in terms
Oh boy.
we had storms that damaged some of our records. And we are currently storing our records in containers nearby at our bus park. And that
Imagine bus park in a container. And it's a government business,
weather conditions and the heat in the container because it's not retrofitted.
Yeah, These are things with them make up,
Three, we're having connectivity issues, information technology issues, and communication issues, referring to especially infrastructure. And the PS spoke to the NWA ministry partnership where we are housing the hub.
All the necessary shit talk,
They are back and forth with resolving those issues.
Why Julian come in and tell her saying it makes sense?
We are also thinking about in terms of the
So,
movement.
be too soft, man.
The building will be retrofitted for most of
the it's supposed to interact, right? So.
Connectivity issues to be resolved. 4, to take in records management, record storage, record maintenance. Most of those things will be resolved. We have started to in terms of planning, so we are storing now in boxes. So we are moving towards storing them in terms of years, and not only storing in terms of years, but also bearing in mind that in keeping with standards and the years or outdated records, and trying to legally dispose of some of our documents so that when we move, we're not taking those old those records with us that are no longer according to legal standards should be kept on the books. 5.
Wait, hold on. How many you have? Just a conscious at time?
6 issues.
All right.
I'm almost at the end.
Yeah.
Yes. So
this is what she's so arrogant.
The staffing issue at currently.
Fucking arrogant little woman this. Because she knows she lie, But it's like I say Julian Roberts is too soft, When I watch all the England coming to them, they go down hard from people and talk really, but you're too soft, Julian, man. You're supposed to put the question, they make sure fucking override you.
Currently, we are assessing our different revenue areas, the market.
She said she had the last and I look how long she talk now. Julian, you're too soft. Believe you me, to head them rascal to be a cheer. Now, sir. No matter try, yeah. I don't think I'm gonna like,
Thank you very much. And then the final one.
You let her for the hook, man. More tough people who cheer things, Too soft, Julian Robinson.
Financial statement, we have an entry
entrance interview with the Auditor General
Too
tomorrow.
soft, man.
In relation to the other year, 16, 17 to present, we understand and we have felt the same issues as the other municipal corporations in relation to attrition,
Too soft.
storage,
And that's the
location of
facts.
documents. But so we
Are
have
the
put in place,
facts.
and we are
Yeah.
conservative in that. We have proposed at least 2 years of financial statements to be submitted each year because we're feeling the same issues as all the other corporations. So that is our plan.
All right. Thank you, members. There's a lot to unpack. Hold on. There's a lot to unpack. I've taken up half an hour of the CDF meeting. All of us have projects there that have to be approved.
Julian Robinson, you are too soft.
To hold the comments,
Be a
please,
cheer.
because
You know what I
we
mean?
can't take up any more time of the CDF committee.
You're too soft, you're too much
I would
distant.
just ask two outstanding matters, members. We have 2 set of minutes that I'd like to approve. I'm not saying we have closed, but I can't take more time of the CDF meeting. And then I believe as a committee, we need to come back and have a discussion on what has been said to us. But we can't do it now. So I'm just going to ask the members, if you could have a motion for the July 16th, 2024, the July 24, 2024 minutes. Ask for a move and a seconder for those minutes, please. Member Chin moved, seconded by Member Guy. And we haven't gotten to ODPM or NCDA. We're going to have to come back. Again, the limitations of having one physical location to have all committees. Member Sibley's, is this absolutely important? So we cannot approve your CDF project when it comes to CDF? All right, quickly, Member Sibley's.
Chair, thank you very much. 2 things, Chair. I would really want to ask the council for the House to check for me on the Statute of Limitation Act with regards to records, how long records should be held for. I think it's important that we know that as well. And the second thing is I'm asking that the St. Catherine Parish Council be invited here next time when the others are coming, because I don't understand why they couldn't send a representative. Other municipal corporations have sent representative, and I think it is not respectful of the PAC.
Agree with you on that.
It can't be that
nobody can
Because them are hide the truth, you know, they don't want to turn up.
Persons are sick.
They too hard for them.
Yes, we understand that.
So them come talk about them sick, calling sick. They're supposed to give notice. They can't just get up and sick like that. I send a representative. That's true.
They be invited to come here the next
Them a dodge, man.
the other entities. Thank you.
Thank
Them
you,
a
members.
dodge.
Members, just to say, we're going to have to reconvene to complete the outstanding.
Anyway, people, leave it at that. And that's how I wrap it up. Because it was a good, when we say, that's how I put for my thumbnail, you know, so we then look. House of Mafia. House of Crooks. House of everything were bad. You see them in there, so. And there's a couple of them really have integrity, you know. Like the same Julian Robinson, PMP brother, because you never hear nothing from him name. And him in politics a long time. The Auditor General, them people there, and a couple PMP. Because I not talk bias, you know. If me hear something from them name, some can say, well, then them have integrity. But the rest of them used to come from the SMC, who run it. Because pay money are missing down there, so, you know. All of them, you know. That's the money missing, you know. In the KMC, fucking, when I call the KSAC, because that it, me know it as, you know, change things all the while. But in the local government, council them, and that's the money them chop. Even Andrew Wallace, in the Kingston KSAC, where Feder used to operate all them time there. And him give a lot out a lot of that falls. We call it what do you call it? Well, false contract and false permission to build houses like Juliet Wallace. So she gone right over the top and what she have built up, and Andrew Wallace do it other day too. And them kind of lick it down and save some face. All of them things there, you know, them break the law and every rascal you can think of. But when we see come here so now, them people, none of them are the same thing like the Integrity Commission, and people have now really declare them statutory declaration. Then the Prime Minister who will lead the country. Over 3 years now, he can't do it. So the same thing with them people that come with them report here. They must spend millions and millions and all billions too. And them can't come with a proper account. Because that's why you have accountant for, you know. And the people are, and a government them are run, not government them there. But I'm not telling you, said blood clot, sometimes you see some things. But you know, as I'm saying, them things them like to bore all of these type of things because you have now. It's something when we see you have to do. And I'm mighty them thing, really. Because it kind of really sticky and stucky, you know. For the Jamaican people, them. Because it's okay for the rich, them, you know. Yeah. That's why you say, them say, you know, the rich always will get richer and the poor get poorer. And that's the same side go. But, you know, we can see the people, them, how them come out with them bag of lies. They're all liars, crooks, and fat cat, them. Yeah, man. Nobody's too really honorable, you know. They are dishonorable people. And that's all me can say, and that's how me see it. Yeah, man. That's all me can say, and that's how me see it. So, anyway, that is that. So, and it cannot be a long video as well, you know what I mean? It cannot be a long video. So, you go out and running.
Yeah, man. Time come.
On Sticky Stocky TV. If your finger is not sticky, subscribe. But if your finger sticky, do not subscribe on Sticky Stocky TV. Big up yourself, King Gorgan, straight.
A big sound, I play a big tune. Ja holy Emmanuel, I woy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well. Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I see, I the power.